All right, we're back to designing for the jewelry box, and in this tutorial we're going to talk about optimizing this image for lasering. And what that means essentially is something called converting it to a vector. If I zoom in on the image that I brought in the last tutorial, you'll see that it's fuzzy, it's pixelated as they call it, because this image is made up of a bunch of little dots that are different colors, in this case different grays. And what I need to do for the laser is I'd like to smooth that out. So how you do that in Inkscape is convert it to a vector. So you pick it like this, and you head up here to Path and choose Trace Bitmap. When you pick that, you'll get a tracing box pop up. There are several different ways to trace an image. We're going to use this first one. That's the most common one. And we'll talk about this threshold in a second. If I turn on Live Preview, I can see what's going to happen sort of in a very low resolution format. And I'm just going to push OK. And then when I go over here, see I got the move command near my mouse. I'm going to click and drag, and you're going to see it put one right on top of the other. And if I zoom in now, I can see that this one's fuzzy and this one is very crisp. And that's going to be much better for the laser. No matter how much I zoom in on this, it's going to be nice and sharp. So I'm going to take my first one, and it's already there, but anything that's not on this page won't be transferred to the laser later. So as long as this is off the page, my first one, I'm good. I can leave it over there. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I don't have to do this anymore, so I can close it. Oh, maybe I will mention this. The threshold. If you pick something to trace and you don't get enough information in your trace, you might start seeing things disappear in your trace. So the way to fix that is to up the threshold here. So when you increase the threshold, you will include more and more information. And it will get, you can see this almost getting darker because it's including more information. At some point, when you get all the way up to 1, because it goes between 0 and 1, get all the way up to 1, and you even include the white, it turns black. So you can play around with that. I usually start by just going with the defaults. So we'll just get out of that now because I've already traced mine and I'm happy with it. Now we're going to get this into place. Now it's hard to place it because you can't see the box, but if we go back to that outline mode like this, you can see your box parts, and now because this is a vector, you can see it where the other one here is shown in this strange sort of simplicity outline mode. This one here I can pick. I'm going to make sure my width, this is the width, and the height of my selection are locked so the relationship between the two won't change. Then I can drag this from the corner and I can go and put it on the lid like this. Here we go. I'm just moving it around, pointing, clicking, dragging, zooming in. Now remember, zooming is control and scroll. So I will get this sort of centered on the lid. And now the last thing is I see that something came in here, and I think that's because if I go back to the original image, view, normal, you see there was something down here, and I kind of got rid of most of it by not increasing the threshold, but I still have a bit of problems down there. So what can I do for that? Well, over here is a button below your selection tool called the Edit by Path by Nodes. I call it the node picker. So you grab that, and it turns into a bunch of dots that connect the lines. So what I can do is I can select these dots and hit delete. So any one of these nodes, I can hit delete on my keyboard and they'll go away. Now that's going to take a long time. So I'd rather just make a window by clicking and holding, dragging, and then hitting delete. So I've selected them all, and there they go, they're gone. The other thing you can do is you can start editing if you wish, and you can start manipulating these nodes, but that's not for this video. All right, so that's it. I'm going to go back to my normal pick, and I've got it all cleaned up, and I think that will work. So my next video will show you how to get this out of Inkscape and ready for the laser. So that's all we have for now.